question is to Dr. Savud Ari. We were talking about the halal ingredients. And I don't know if you already have studies about the ingredients in Mongolia, but if you do, my question is, what are the unique, ingredients you can find in Mongolia for halal products?
Actually, I already been here for 3 days, and I even did not go to the market, so I don't have any idea about the Mongolian ingredients. However, actually, I just want to say that I'm from the Muslim Studies Center. I already explained to you that Dr. Vinay supposed to be here today, but he has some work in Saudi Arabia. So I think he is the best person who can answer this question. However, I just want to explain about the Muslim experience, the Thailand experience of Halal certification, that I think the most important persons who will create the Halal certification is the entrepreneurs. For example, in Thailand, last 50 years ago, the company approached the Muslim organization, the Sheikhul Islam office, and this company were not a Muslim. They are not Muslim, they are non-Muslim. They explain that they want to export some meat to the Middle East country, but the Middle East country refused because they asked for the Halal certification. So the company, the non-Muslim one, went to the Muslim organization in Thailand and asked about the Halal certification. At that time, we don't have Halal certification system also. So this means that Halal certification in Thailand starts by a non-Muslim. When they asked us for Halal certification, we just started our, Halal certification system. So that is why what I would suggest here is that if the entrepreneurs of Mongolia is very eager to do a business on halal, I think the company of Mongolia is very, very much important. And another thing is that if you want to develop the halal certification system, I think the Muslim community here is the most important one. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And this is going to be actually my last question. And then we'll proceed with the questions from the audience. The last question is, what are the products that Mongolian companies could develop, is it in a halal way? So it could be very easy to start exporting to Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, or China, any other countries.
First is what you have, livestock. Beef, processed beef, then you have dairy, then you have tannery, then you have fiber. Incidental one is getting yourself to be to export the bones for gelatin, halal gelatin. Those bones are precious. Do not bury them. Get something to set up and to sell. That's number one, because more than 50% of your workforce are involved in this industry. And it contributes to 13.1% of your GDP. It can move up to 15 in the near future. Now, that's one. On the other side, I did mention briefly, is your Muslim-friendly services. the hotels is number one, you know, where we can do the certification. You still can sell your alcohol. It's not halal, it's Muslim friendly. Please understand that. So now, if I'm a Muslim, I go to the corporate hotel, I know they are Muslim friendly, so I know that the meals being prepared is halal. The beef is halal, the chicken is halal. All right? So now, a lot of Japanese and Korean restaurants are now Muslim friendly. They still sell their sake, but then again, they attract a lot of Muslim travelers that would like to have proper Muslim food. So that's another one. So one is livestock and the other one is Muslim friendly services.
Okay, I share my experience when I visit to Chile, Japan, and another country. My partner in every country, provide us to eat in the halal restaurant. Also in Japan, like I did a few weeks ago, and what happened in the halal restaurant? It every day fully booked. I mean, it is very big opportunity. Also here in Ulaanbaatar, when I go to the Turkish restaurant, it's full. Why you don't try to set up, to develop the new halal restaurant? You can cooperate with Pak Afdal. He is come from Padang. Padang is West Sumatra, one of the very delicious province, yes, because Padang has rendang. Rendang already decided by the UNESCO as the delicious meat in the world. So I think it is the big opportunity if Pak Afdal and MHDA try to set up the halal restaurant Padang here in Mongolia. That's my idea.
The Korean travel industry was benefiting from greatly from the tourists from Malaysia and Indonesia as well. I think they already reached 1 million tourists a year. So when I was reading the article, it was talking about the soap operas of Korean movie industry played a major role to attract tourists from these countries, right? So my question is, why do you think Muslim community, from Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, will be interested to come to Mongolia? Just a question. That is not a really serious question, but
Okay. Personal experience. My wife loves Korean drama. The rest is history. Now after this, I'm going back to visit Korea again. Alright? So Korean drama, when the ladies like, the ladies will tell the husband, okay, let's go Korea. That's it. Korea did the right thing. They exposed their country through the drama. That's one. And K-pop. Yes, that was K-pop. They go for the younger ones. And because of that, these two things are creating influx of tourists. I saw Korean and Mongolian drama in the TV last night. Not bad. I don't understand, but not bad. If you have it translated, why not? Why not as one strategy? If the strategy of that country, Korea, works, why not emulate, duplicate, replicate? It's something that works to get into the minds of people. Look, one thing that you have in Mongolia is your countryside is there's nowhere else in the world you can find something like this. All right, that's my answer.
just recently we had Korean TV show. Okay.
Okay. Can I get the additional information about how the halal is very interesting? Next week, I will visit to Vietnam to Ho Chi Minh. They offer very cheap ticket. So I will go with my daughter and my wife. I only spend less than 10 million rupiah. Berapa dolar, Pak? Only less than 10 million rupiah for ticket, for hotel, for city tour, for 3 person in Ho Chi Minh. So I think it's many Indonesian people will think like me to come to Vietnam. Yes, because the price is very cheap. I think the same experience maybe Mongolian government, Mongolian flight can offer like that. So from Indonesia will come so many people here. Berapa Pak? 10 dolar. 650 US dollar. It's very cheap for 3 person, 4 days, 3 nights. Very cheap. Yes, only 10 million. Yes, all. Yes, very cheap. It's Vietnam. Yes, I use Vietjet Air. Yes, budget airline. I think it is very best experience.
So I think we should start, showing Mongolian movies in Indonesia. Okay. Okay, so this is the end of my questions, and I would like the audience to open the next part of Q&A. So, anyone ready with the question?
Манайхан эндээс микрофон аваад би микрофон аваач ч юм тэгээд духтай хүссэн асуултаа асууж болно.
Сайн байна уу? Надад 2 асуулт байна. Тэгээд эхнийх нь болохоор танах ямар стандартаар итгэмжил явуулдаг вэ?
The two questions. First question is if you could throw more light on the standards of certification.
Хоёр дахь нь болохоор Турки за манай итгэмжлэггүй баталгаажуулалтын байгууллага Туркис ч юм уу те сертификат авлаа гэж бодоход танах тэрийг хүлээн зөвшөөрдөг үү?
The next question is related question with that certifying process. Suppose someone here gets certified from Turkish Halal authority or something. Is it recognized or accepted by you or not?
Yes, I think if from Turkey offer to you to develop the halal product, I think it's good. Mm-hmm. Oh. Yes, we have. Maybe we must see the halal standard between Indonesia and Turkey. Yes. So if Mongolia will recognize by Indonesia, Indonesia must come here to audit the system to see the halal production process, to discuss with the halal auditor, to see directly with the halal supervisor, and so on and so on. And after that, we will decide it is will recognize or still any document or any action must be fulfilled. For example, we, Indonesia and Malaysia, we have similar halal standard. We have similar halal standard, so it will be easier to make MRA, Mutual Recognition Agreement. But I'm not sure with MHDA, yes, because I don't know exactly what the MHDA halal standard, it is similar with Indonesian standard or no. And the secondly is, it will be easier for Indonesia to recognize if the government involved. So the MRA, it will be between G to G, not G to B. I think it's quite difficult. But if the cooperation or MRA, government to government, it will be easier. For example, Indonesia, BPGPH, and Malaysia, BPGPH and JAKIM. It is the two of the halal certification owned by the government. It's very easy to make a cooperation. Thank you.
I understand your question because currently there is no halal body that looks into the halal certification here. There's none. So that's why you have Turkey and maybe Iran and whatever it is, fine. But now MHDA is being launched. So MHDA would be under their purview of whether to accept the halal certification which is acceptable to Indonesia or Malaysia, and follow, because there are some certification body in Turkey that both our countries recognize. We know their protocols is the same, but remember, there are also other protocols that are not the same with us. So it depends on which one is to accept. But to answer your question, MHDA will be the custodian of all halal certification.
So she would like to repeat her first question kindly. That is, if you could name a few standards like ISO, something on halal.
Yes, of course. We will request it to the company. It must be accredited by the ISO. For the lab, ISO 7625. It must be accredited also. So it is from the tayyib aspect. So if we are talking about halal, it's not just only halal, but it must be halalan thayyiban. The tayyib, it's accredited by the ISO, HACCP, yes, and something like that. So it's a must. It must be accredited by the organization, international organization.
Plus, when you have ISO, you have HACCP, I repeat, add more 3 elements and you're halal. Okay? Because all those things you already comply with, right?
Maybe her question also refers to that 2 kind of logos are there, yeah? One is that science lab test logo of halal. The other one is more with the belief system logo, yeah?
For lab, the lab must have the infrastructure to testing alcohol and top DNA. It must be. I think it's very easy to cooperation with the university maybe. So the lab will be provided by either university. Yes, I think Chulalongkorn has very best experience to testing DNA of pork and also alcohol. So the lab must have something like PCR or GC, gas chromatography, to make sure that they can do the 2 things, to testing the DNA and identify the alcohol.
Actually, in our Halal Science Center, we provide 3 types of testing. The one is Halal Forensic Science Laboratories. and research and innovation and service to external sectors. But in our CICOT, Central Islamic Committee, who is the authority of the Halal certification in Thailand, normally they don't taste the product or the ingredients, but if they have some suspicious on that ingredients, they will send it to Halal Science Center for our laboratory test. So that is the process. That is the way we work together between the Islamic organization, who is the authority of Halal certification, and the educational institution.
I have good news. I know NHDA is going to work with a lab, testing company in Mongolia, government lab in Mongolia. So that part is solved already. You don't have to look for it. Go to NHDA. They will already sign up with the government lab. Huh?
They have PC and PCR.
They have.
Тэгээ саяын зүйлийг бас тодтогоод Монголоор нөгөө орчуулагдчих хүчин дээр очиж нөгөө Монголын халаал хөгжлийн холбооноос стандарт хэмжил зүйн хүчний төвөөр төрийн байгууллага. Тэгээд тэнд бас ингээ хамтаа ажиллагаа санамж хүчийг гэрээ байгуулж бас энэ стандартын асуудлууд дээр ажиллагаа эхэлсэн байгаа гэж ах шиг байна тийм. Манайхаар асуух хүмүүс бол микрофон захиалаад асуух шүү.
Yeah, hello, my name is Bayarma. I'm importing from vegan cosmetics, skincare products from Korea. How do you know that the halal certificate, halal products, because a lot of skincare cosmetics are animal products, ingredients. How do you know these ingredients are halal way? It's I don't know, because the all the products needs to the samples to the laboratory, or how do you know that it's halal way ingredients?
For the wellness and beauty products, cosmetic, it's one of the new halal industry that we are all focusing on. Yeah, we understand about a lot of beauty products, wanting it to be halal. To answer your question, the first thing is all the ingredients must have halal certificate. There is no other way. Yeah? All the ingredients need to have halal certificate. All right. So that's why I would like to say that halal ingredients, as I said before in my presentation, is one of the fastest growing industry, growing rate of 35% per year. Halal ingredients. So if you have a skincare product, we need to list down all the products, and you need to have the halal certification. If one of the out of 10 products, one does not have halal certificate, then you have to tell that company, that supplier, to get it halal certified. Because you have to produce that halal certificate when you apply for your product to be halal certified. That is the standard, even for Indonesia.
Yes, the cosmetic from Korea is very famous in Indonesia because Korea is very idle. And we in local Indonesia, we have very huge number of cosmetic from the local company like Wardah, yes. And cosmetic is one of the halal industry. It's very interesting because in Indonesia, a half of population is woman. Woman population mean 5 times every day they need to use cosmetic. Because for Muslim, they are make wudu 5 times. So after they are wudu, they must be using the skincare again. So it is the demand of the skincare, the demand of the cosmetic in Indonesia, it is very huge. And it must be halal. Why? It is not consumed to our mouth, but it will be in our skin. So it's one of the product, it must be halal. Must be halal certified and also must be have permeability. Because when we are wearing the skincare here and we make wudu, so the water it must be permeable to our skin.
To add on to what both gentlemen have said, there's a reason why we are using the technology for track and trace, so that all ingredients when you have submitted are certified. And your products, when you have the blue logo on the lab test and the halal certificate, all these are traceable. That means when consumer use it, you feel safe, because whatever you're presenting to them is real, halal certified. Okay?
I must add, in Malaysia, the beauty and wellness industry is really, really growing. I'll give you an example. A friend of mine have halal cosmetic from Malaysia. She went to an expo in Shanghai, and she was unloading her products to be shown in the expo. There was a long queue of people buying her product from the truck. By the time she sold everything, she only has empty boxes during the expo. Such is the demand for halal beauty care. Such is the demand. And true enough, I know you should really seriously look into it. You know, the first journey might be a little bit tough, but after that it becomes easy.
Thank you for coming, our beautiful Mongolia. And one question, maybe two questions. The first one is, until now, when I heard that halal, I just thought that the slaughtering method, some method of slaughtering method, special the method, but now I understand that halal is not only for the meat product, but also for the other products, right? The halal water, halal beverage, so many products. So that's Mongolian, that halal certifying body certifies that those, how many product can you certify under that certifying certification? How many products? Not only like meat. Is it only for meat, or is it for the other products?
It's your question, how many halal certificates can be given or can be approved in a week, is it?
Yeah, by the Mongolian, the halal certifying body. How many products can that? And
I
also,
think-
is it approved by that? I thought that it's approved by that the Indonesian halal certification agency, right?
NHDA will be accredited by Indonesian halal body.
Yeah.
Their protocols will be practiced here. In terms of number of applications, like just now, because this is just newly set up, just now Pak Zen was saying, in Indonesia, it takes 21 working days, provided you submit in complete info that was requested.
Okay. Just narrowing our things into only for the meat products, because Mongolia has huge livestock resources. More than 70 million livestock is in Mongolia, so I think that we have huge potential to export our meat and meat products to abroad. If the suppliers, manufacturers, producers get certification from the Mongolian halal certifying body as its halal product, and then is it possible? I thought that it's possible to export Mongolian products, the meat products, to Indonesia, especially to Indonesia, maybe because
No.
Currently now, the Indonesian agency is approving that the Mongolian.
For food products, if I answer, until 17 October 2024, you can, but remember this please, ladies and gentlemen. There are many people who say they have got the halal certificate. And when you check their certification body, it's not attributed to Indonesia or Malaysia or any of the other known countries. You know, it's done by a group of people. Like Australia, they have 23 certification bodies. When you check, 90% is done by a council of people who feel that they know how to certify. Yeah? So be careful. What you should do if you have a halal certification from other countries, make sure it's affiliated or accredited with Indonesia, Malaysia, the big countries. You know why? Because our certification is accepted by nearly 150 countries. There is no questions asked. But if you come from some unknown country, Mozambique, that gives you halal certificate, you will not be allowed to enter. So treat the halal certification as a passport to enter the country's economy.
Okay, I got it. But you know, beside that, halal, when we export the products to abroad, we actually for the meat products we encounter some difficulties of like diseases. You know, the FMD, foot and mouth disease, and other this kind of diseases. And the government, between government, maybe like when exporting the products, like maybe for the meat to Indonesia, maybe Mongolian government should go to your Indonesian government and please let's have some bilateral agreement for the importing the products, right? So how do you do you know about that?
Sorry to interrupt you, because I think that is veterinary, Department of Veterinary, not with Halal Council. No. Food and mouth is done by Department of Veterinary, betul? Yeah? You see, so if your produce from this country, example, has an outbreak of foot and mouth, not only Malaysia but Europe also won't accept. It's not for us to argue with them.
No. Just do you know about the process? Like, have you ever like?
No, that is veterinary science. That is not Halal Council. Veterinary science. That is all under the purview of your Department of Veterinary Science. Like Malaysia, Indonesia, and I'm sure here you have your department. They are the ones to manage and control the outbreak.
Yeah, I just wanted to know the process. Like, if you have any experience in that field, like.
Нөгөө шүлхий гарсан молын бүтээгдэхүүнийг экспортлж болох юм уу гэж энэ талаас бол ойлгох шиг байна. Тэгэхээр асуудал чинь буруу ойлгох шиг байна.
Асуудыг жоохон буруу ойлгох шиг байна. Яг нь зүгээр одоо нөгөө бид нарт ингээд бизнес эрхэлж байгаа хүмүүстэй зүгээр ингээд халаал тэр одоо сертификейшн ингээд болчих тохиолдолд баг ингээд экспорт ч болчихноо. Тэ бид нарт бол амар хангри байна. 200 сая одоо хүн байна тэ. Тэгээд одоо би одоо энэ Монгол байгууллагыг асуугаад байл та одоо зөвхөн одоо би ч одоо түрүүн бол халаал гэдгийг чинь зөвхөн ингээд нөгөө мах нэтлэхэд тэ халаалагаар бэлтгэх гэдэг технологиг ойлгоод байсан чи одоо халаал гэдэг чинь өөрөө ааш бүр ингээд way of life юм тэ бүр ингээд халаал ус байдаг ч гэх шиг тэ халаал product гэдэг бол амар өргөн ойлголт юм байна л та. Тэнгүүт би одоо энэ Монголын нөхдөөс асуугаад байгаа байхгүй Монголын маань одоо энэ certifying body зөвхөн одоо тэр махных нь нэтлэгаа ч юм уу тэр дээр нь одоо ингээд certification хийд юм уу эсвэл одоо олон бүтээгдэхүүнээр certification хийд юм уу тэгээ бид нарт бол ингээд ойлголтын нөхдөд та нар ингээд халаалыг ойлгочвол ингээд бараг халаал certification авчих юм бол экспорт ч гэсэн болчих юм байна гэж ойлголт төрлөөд байл та. Тэгэхээр дахиад нөгөө нэг малын өвчний асуудал байна тий тэгээд маш өөр ингээд илүү экспортлоход нөгөө хоёр орны хооронд протокол үлддэг ч юм уу хоёр мал хүнлэг тохирдог ч юм уу янз бүрийн тиймэрхүү юмнуудаас нь ер нь хэр experienceтэй байгаа юм бэ ямар одоо stage явж байгаа юм бэ гэдгийг асуугаад байна.
Yeah. So you probably misunderstood the question. The first question is actually if Mongolian part, certifies the halal product. Does it mean, it can be immediately exported, it can be exported to Indonesia? It's acceptable, right? Okay. And
let me answer this question in my capacity as a CEO of the MMHA, okay? So Монгол орчиндөө тайлбарчвал ийм байна. Монголын халал хөгжлийн холбоо гаргаж байгаа тийм одоо биднээс бас ингээд certifying буюу баталгаажуулах төв болохоор ажиллаж байгаа гэж ярьж байгаа шүү дээ. Тэгээд бидний түншний Индонезийн одоо баталгаажуулалтын алба бид одоо удахгүй очоод гэрээ контрактаа үзэхлээр дуусгая. Энтэй холбоотойгоор юу гэж ярьж байгаа түрүүний асуулт зөвхөн мах дээр орог гэж ойлгож шүү дээ. Махаас гадна бусад одоо косметик ч юм уу бусад бүтээгдэхүүн дээр халал баталгаажуулалт хийхэд ямар шаардлага тавих вэ? Ямар байдлаар явах вэ гэсэн асуулт гэж ойлголоо тийм үү? Тэгэхээр энэтэй холбоотой биднээс юу ярьж байгаа гэхээр Монголд халал одоо сорилтын төв байгуулах хэрэгтэй маа гэж. Энэ одоо биднээсийн анхны яриа явж байгаа өнцг нь юу вэ гэхээр энэ дээр хариуцж байгаа байгууллагад манай хэмжил зүйн төвийнхэн өргөсөн лаборатори энэ чиглэлээр ажиллаж байгаа. Эднийхтэй биднээс гэрээ байгуулад Таиландын Чука энэ халал сайенс төв буюу халал сорилтын төвийг одоо энэ бол дэлхийд нэлээд том хүлээн зөвшөөрөгдсөн халал судалгааны сорилтын төв байна. Энэ төвийг Монголд байгуулах ёстой. Ингэж байгуулснаар яг энэ халал мөн үү биш үү гэсэн сорилын гэрчлэгээ юм стандарт одоо манай төрийн байгууллага стандарт хэмжил зүйн төвөөс өөрийн гэсэн тэмдэглэл тавих. Өөрөөр хэлбэл энэ халал одоо косметик мөн үү гэсэн энэ сорилыг манай одоо Таиландтай хамтарч байгуулсан манай төрийн байгууллагатай хамтарсан Монголын энэ сорилтын төвөнд баталгаажуулаад энэ баталгаажуулсны дагуу биднээс зөвхөн махан дээр бус энэ бусад одоо энэ бараа бүтээгдэхүүн дээр одоо баталгаажуулалтын гэрчлэгээ тавиад явах болцоотой гэж ийм л хариулт.
So yeah, the second question was if the certification can be done for all types of products.
Байгууллага маань өөрөө Монголын халал хөгжлийн төвийг хэмжлээд энэ одоо ингээ баталгаажуулж явах болцоотой гэсэн энэ харилцаа үүсэж байгаа байхгүй юу? Болох уу?
Is that correct? So the certification can be done for all types of the product. The certification for halal products, it can be done for all types of types of products.
For every
every item, every different product. I mean, certification through the Mongolian counterpart.